Welcome back to Mr. Smith Garage. I think I'm at the point where I take off motor mounts. A little jack underneath here. No way, looking at that jack's gonna hold that thing up. But first motor mount that I do need to take off is this bottom one. It's a 10 millimeter Allen wrench, and it just comes off that one way. I think I might need that cherry picker, just because of the slant of this thing. You know, as I'm taking it off, it's just going to fall straight on me. Well, there's where that one comes off. The other one comes off from the other side, I believe. All right, we are working on this motor mount underneath. My two motor mounts up top are still connected. This is a 21. So basically I got this one undone already. So it's just the secondary. I just want to get this off so I don't have to crawl under here after I've got it all off. Okay. Well, there you go. I'm just going to put this bolt back in there. This bolt, which was on this side, put back in there. And that mount looks good still. So, got this mount done. Now we go back to the top. So I did find one bolt that's holding on, that's ground, it's a ground strap bolt. That's right here. I'm finding it hard to get in there. See, that's where it's at. Way down in there. Got it. So I took this hose that goes to the transmission cooler off of here, that comes down, looks like to the heater core. Anyway, it does look like it comes off of that transmission cooler. And then I was in here and I'm noticing I got some chewed stuff here, and it looks like some chewed stuff here. I'll have to inspect that when I get in there a little further, but I also need to get that wire. It looks like it goes somewhere there on the transmission underneath that heat shield. So I need to figure out where that's at and kind of get that unplugged, because that goes to the loom and it's got to come off of there. I got that ground wire off. This other big cable down here goes to the alternator cable, and I need to eventually pull that off of there too. It just is stuck in between this, so that might be once the motor's dropped. And then I am still trying to figure out which motor mounts to take off to make this easy to drop down. Here's one more thing I forgot to mention. These are my fuel lines. They look like some kind of a quick release, like a quick release type thing to take them off. Okay, I'm hoping you can see this. I looked up and I actually don't find this on there, but it looks pretty easy. The only thing I can't figure out is if you push it in or if you pull it out. Oh, it's coming. So it is push in, not pull up. Aha. Whew, that's pretty dirty. Might need to fix that. You just don't want to be, you just want to be real careful with this, that you don't break anything. It's plastic stuff, you know. So I'm just kind of slowly working it. Okay. One thing to remember here, blue, see the blue here? Blue is the return line, goes to blue, and black goes to black. So, see it inside there. Oh, I see how that little clip works. Whew, these hoses need to be replaced, huh? Look at that. It's rough. So we'll have to replace those. Okay, one more thing disconnected. So the other thing that I have to disconnect back here, I really don't know how to get to it, is the shifter. I think I'm going to do that once I lower it down. I think that's probably going to be the easiest way to disconnect that one. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where my hoist point is going to be from this side of the engine. I see one down here, but if I put a chain across this stuff, it'll hit some of this. I guess I could put it around this side of this nut, but it's still going to hit the fuel rail. So I'm thinking about taking the fuel rail off. If I do, I notice that there are, these would need to come off so I can get to that Allen bolt there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Allen bolts. There's one back in here. I'm not going to take the head off. So my other option with the hoist point is maybe using the tensioner. Okay, so I don't know if this is good or not, but I've never done this before. Okay, let me show you around this a little bit. Okay, so Tim, thanks for letting me use this cherry picker, but my air hoses are not that big, so I'm just hand pumping it. It's okay, I feel like I have a little bit more control. So I'm using that. I don't know how strong this is, but it is got 3 bolts going into the head. I don't really have a anchor point, but I want to put something on there so this doesn't fall. Maybe a C-clip. I think Jim told me to use a C-clip. Okay, there's the C-clip that I have. That's really only to prevent the chain from slipping off of there if it were to move. So I think what I'm gonna do next is I've got this under a little bit of pressure. You can see it coming up just a little bit. I think I'm gonna loosen those bolts. So probably that's 16, which is just odd. I don't get a lot of 16 millimeter. I've got those loose right here. Alright, so the next ones that we're going to try and do, there's 2 down here. Let's see if I can get to them. See that back there? I shoved all these wires in here to get them out of the way of the engine, but now they're in the way of my mount. Okay, I want to make sure I film this. I just took the two motor mount bolts off there. Okay, I've got the weight supported by this thing. Okay. Take these 2 off. That side dropped just a little bit. If my engine will start to drop. Okay, and as I'm doing this, I'm trying to make sure nothing causes any problems here. Make sure we've got some stuff loose here. So something's hanging up here. That's loose. Ah, this wire. Remember I talked about that wire. So we gotta figure out where this wire goes. Got it a little bit looser. This is pretty exciting for Mr. Smith Garage. Have not done this before, ever. All the engines I've gotten that I've done have been from a jack underneath, like a Volkswagen. Let's make sure we're not hung up on anything over here. Using a little bit of fluid here. Just gonna go down underneath here and make sure everything's looking the way it should. I'm just wondering if the weight should be further over that way. I think that's what I might do next. Alright, I do see my problem. Again, this is why you want to take it slow. So see my shifter cable? Shifter cable is off. Or see how it's really taut? So I need to take the shifter cable off right now. So that'll be the next thing I do. I think I might even jack this up a little bit. Okay, so shifter cable. This is one of those things I don't actually know how to take off. So let me take a look. It kind of looks like there's a clip and a bracket. So let me see if I can get in there. Looks like it's a 10 mil. Difficult to film this in this life or death situation. But that cable had this clip that you pull out, cable comes off, and then these 3 bolts holding the cable stay in the back there. If you can see that. So now it's completely separated from it. I still have this wire connected. Oh, of course. Look at that. Doesn't take much. I can bend that back, that's not a problem. Let's see where we're at. We're good here. Let's make sure this stuff's free. Just looking again here to make sure my stuff is free. And we're not holding on to anything. Like axles. Let's see. It might be. There it is. I think it was just kind of slowly holding on to the axles. Okay, it is a little heavy here on the transmission side. Really heavy. Ooh, there goes some fluid. See if we can level this out any. Put some of the weight over on the other side. I want to make sure I didn't pull any wires out. Let's see what's going on here, hopefully. I gotta get that wire off. I think that's the only thing that's holding me up over there. It'd be nice if I could see what was going on underneath this heat thing. Okay, so I know the battery came off, but I think I was kind of hung up on maybe the axles, even though I released them from there. But because I'm off balance on the engine transmission, I think that's where I kind of got hung up there. And then I had that last wire that was hung up. It goes, it looks like, to this, I don't know, it's some kind of a transmission sensor. You see that shiny thing down there on the transaxle? So that was the wire that was kind of protected by this thing. I had to unscrew it, and then right now I have trying to get this power cable out of there, but I think I'm ready to pull this thing out. Okay, I'm gonna go under and pull this thing, try and pivot it. Little pivot. Pivot. Oh, we gotta get all these wires from getting stuck here. It's like between the. Gotta find a place for it to go. There it goes. Okay. take out the air conditioner. That's what we're looking for. Whew. So we had the balance a little wrong, but oh, we lost a piece of paper. Gotta remember where that paper goes. Well, there we have it. Automatic transmission, VR6 engine. Crazy stuff. Now I gotta find a place to put it. Let's see if I can get this straightened out just a little bit. Oh, before we lose light too, let's get a good picture. Jim, if you're watching, that was a good idea with this little thing there. That's just keeping the chain from falling off. So, okay, we're gonna just lower it a little bit so that we're not so high up. Just don't want it to fall. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I got to put it somewhere. A Christmas party tonight. Okay, I don't know if Mrs. Smith is going to be too happy about that, but you can see she's still got a lot of room to get in the garage there. So, sorry, Mrs. Smith. I don't think it'll be there for too long. Got to figure out how to make some adjustments with it. But I do need to kind of clean up, get ready for a party. I got a little bit of time, so I might just try and move it around a little bit. But hey, thanks for joining me, Mr. Smith's Garage, this evening. Once again, this was a really big feat. Very nice of Mr. Tim down the street to let me use that cherry picker, because I could not have done that on the motorcycle jack. It would have just fallen on top of me. So a couple of weird things getting that out, but look at all those nuts still in there. Some things that, here was that shifter right there. This was where that one sensor was, it was screwed in. I ended up unscrewing it instead of unplugging it. It had some kind of a wire wrapped around it too, so I don't know if it's like special or something, but kind of did make a mess here. This will dry up. Hopefully we didn't cause too many problems with the axles, the CVs. We'll just have to put those back up where they're supposed to go. There you have it. Gives me a little bit of access to work on these wires. A couple of these wires I need to clean up. But yeah, thanks for joining. Subscribe, like. I don't know if anybody's done this, because I was looking all over the place for a VR6 2002 EuroVan. Could not find which, motor mounts to take off. Everything was like in a VR6 and a Jetta or a GTI or something. So this might be the one and only. I'll try and get it out there as soon as I can for you. Thanks for joining. Talk to you later. Bye.